matchup. In today's matchup, this is the Sword Coast Conference and Wasteland Athletic Conference play pool. If you're not familiar with the MML, we have 8 conferences, and what we like to do is every season on a rotating schedule, we kind of pair 2 different conferences up. This one in particular is the Witches Coven hosting the Flat Earth Angels. So let's take a quick look at these 2 teams before they go at it. But before we do, let's just take a look at the leaderboard. It looks like the Witches Coven right now is actually doing decent. 2 wins, 2 draws, so they are undefeated. They're one of 3 undefeated teams in this play pool, along with Los Pumas, who is last year's champ, and Rodentia ad nauseum, NTB, and the Skaven Menace. Also, one of our announcers, Don Eagle, is sitting at cool number 2 in this play pool with 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss. So a draw or a win from the Witches Coven will leapfrog the Leaping Lizard and put Witches Coven in 2nd place. And of course, we're playing the Thugs of Weldrake, who are looking at trying to get their first win or first draw. They've had a rough go at it this year. You know, their belief in no rerolls definitely a factor in that. But let's take a quick look at Witches Coven since they're the home team. What do you guys see here? What are the keys to the game?
1 second, just bear with me.
Sure. And while we do that, you see the picture of the Witches Coven. You take a quick look at their roster, and we're going to be playing at the Nightmare Cavern, which is an unupgraded stadium, just real basement-like.
I've actually, the Thugs have actually played the Witches Coven, and we went down at 3-0.
So they got
as you all
scoring
know,
potential.
I have no love for any elves of any kind, and I struggled to main them, to be honest.
What do you think? Any particular players that stand out to you, Don?
Well, he has a movement 8 blitzer. That could be a 1-turner with a couple of pushes.
Absolutely.
Certainly, move 8 makes it much more easier than movement 7. So with movement 8, I would be looking for a push play to do a 1-turn score with him. Otherwise, we see 2 blotch blitzers. Actually 3 blotch blizzards, 1 tackle, a thrower, and then 2 witch elves. 1 has block, the other one is still unskilled. Well, of course they start with frenzy, dodge, and jump up, so you can't really call them unskilled. But the linemen are a mix of dodge, wrestle, and 1 kicker. And we have a niggling injury, so I hope to see some injuries on the niggled guy. I really hate niggled people on the field.
I think what may be interesting to note here, the Dark Elf team have Pro and Leader.
Yes.
So Pro's obviously giving them the extra reroll, and Leader is, and Pro rolls the 1 dice, yeah.
Right. So that would be interesting because they're only rocking with 2 regular extra training setups. All right, and let's go. We're running out of time because I think the teams are going to the field very soon. But let's cut over real quickly to the Thugs. I'm sorry, not the Thugs.
No, it's Flat Earth Angels.
I'm so I said the wrong team. It's Harry is announcing. Harry is the coach of the Thugs. I'm sorry. The Flat Earth Angels are sitting above the Thugs. So the Flat Earth Angels have a draw, but they have yet to find a win either. So they're going to be looking for that today. Let's look at that Chaos team, the Flat Earth Angels. Oh, you guys got two Chaos teams in this play pool.
And he's missing 1 Chaos Warrior.
He
is, yeah. He's got guard as well. There doesn't seem to have many block on this team either. But interesting to note, you've got the Beastman. Pigors has actually got the pass skill.
Yes.
Let's see if he makes use of that.
This is, so you could tell that Silent Thunder's not building a claw palm team here. He's trying to put some Lego pieces together to make a majestic final product. All right, so with that, fellas,
I believe this Chaos team thinks it's an elf team because he has a blotch Beastman as well.
They're trying to do it up. That's Chaos can kind of do those different things. They're like the Honda Civic of Blood Bowl races, right? They can suit themselves up any way they want, which is pretty cool.
And 4 team rolls, so 4 rerolls. So
okay.
The dice will certainly make an impact. So always better to have more rerolls. Hey, Harry.
And we have
What's a reroll?
For the people in the chat that just asked, it's me, Serious Jest. We got Don Eagle and Harry Warthog announcing, and we are going. I'm already going into, just in case you guys don't know, Cabal Vision has already popped up, so I'm waiting for the crystal ball to focus into the field. And can you tell us what inducements we're taking? One of the coaches.
Yeah, Silent took an extra training and Babe.
Okay, cool. So Silent's gonna have, wow, that's 4.
That's surprising.
That's 5
Why
rerolls.
not Wizards?
And it looks like on the kickoff they received an extra reroll because now the Flat Earth Angels
6 rerolls.
Yeah. So the Silent,
crazy.
Yeah, they can pretty much take some chances this game without a problem. And it looks like I got I told you I'm multitasking during this game, so I'm gonna have to bow out of the booth for a while. I'm gonna leave it in the capable hands of Don Eagle and Harry. And and what I did have though is I reached out to one of my friends. He's gonna be down on the sidelines, so he'll report in a little while.
No problem. Well, I think we've seen an early turnover here for the Dark Elf team. They rolled the skull obviously in the block there, and it backfired on them. So let's see if the thugs, the Chaos team, can capitalise on that now.
Yeah, I missed that because I was still loading in the game. It was a failed block, or was it a failed pickup?
Yeah.
Oh, failed
block.
Okay.
He rolled a skull on the block, yeah.
Oh, and here we see the tackle skill doing its work.
Interesting though, I mean, I coach a Chaos team and they do struggle when they first start out with no skills, and a lot of these Beastmen do not have block at all.
No, but the Chaos Warriors all have block, so that's really nice for him.
Definitely.
Because, well, I'm used to playing Wizards, so I know the 1 in 9 curse that you have with non-block strength 4 guys. And you always use them for hitting, of course, so it's always a bit sucky.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Clear.
Yeah, I've got a weird glitch. I'm wondering if any of you can help me. For some reason, I can't change my pitch view. I've tried 2 controllers now, so I'm kind of seeing it at the annoying slant rather than straight down my team.
Have you pressed your left stick? Push the middle of the button down.
Yeah, I've done it with 2 controllers now, and I'm still got the same issue. Like, I can bring up the skills, but I just can't change my view, which is really bizarre.
I would try to press the round button or press the start.
Yeah.
That often resets things if you press options and then.
Well, back to the pitch action. We've got the I keep calling them the thugs, not the thugs. The Flat Earth Angels have put 2 tackles on the ball
that's
there.
worked.
Okay.
Awesome.
Glad to help. So 2 tackle zones on the ball, and the Dark Elves are a bit surrounded. They're also very spread out for a starting lineup.
Definitely, but I mean, elves being elves can cover the field in one turn. They're that manoeuvrable, they're that agile.
Yeah, that's true. But if you spread them out too much, you risk players getting isolated. So it's better to keep them together and then reach the field from the inside to the outside, in my opinion. But we'll see what he do here. He's basing the Beastmen.
The blitz and the pickup dodge.
Yep, and the Witch Elf. 2 chances to get him down.
He pushes the ball.
Would you push the ball here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's put to his favour, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, the problem was with it was 1 die either way, the follow-up with the Frenzy.
We've got the runner who's quite close to the ball. Now, what's that name? Bad Lane with the ball now. See if he can capitalise on it. Bear in mind, the runners for Dark Elves have dump off. So when the opponent tries to block or blitz him, he has the option to pass the ball to one of his teammates.
It's a skill that not often is taken on pieces, but it's a very useful skill as a starting skill. You have a lot of these skills in teams that you find them useful, but you never take them because there are better skills to take. But if they have them as starting skill, they're still nice. And that's one of those skills.
It can be one of those annoying skills. It's like when you try and take a war dancer with sidestep, No matter what you do, you just can't capitalise on it. That ball does not go where you want it to go.
Yeah. I blitzed the runner once, tried to dump off the ball, and the blitzer on him actually caught it in an interception. and blitzed him down.
So Elves doing what they're doing best to and dodging out with the tackle zones, which means the Chaos team have got to commit themselves to get back onto them, so they can't block them.
Do you play elves sometimes, Harry, or are you really completely allergic to them?
No, I do actually have a Dark Elf team in the Challenge League, but I'm still learning to delve.
Yeah, and do you play them bashy or do you play them agile? Because Dark Elves are one of those teams that you really can play either way. I really like to play them bashy.
I've tried to go agile, but I just can't get to grips with it. So I'm trying to stay bashy. I do have a agility 5 lineman though, so that is quite useful for picking up those balls.
Yeah, I can believe that's very useful. We didn't have too much difference in the team value this time. The last game yesterday, Harry, you were about 460 team value down.
Yeah,
so,
I actually
they're more equal on the pitch here.
I actually trimmed the team as well. I cut a couple of cheerleaders and stuff like that to make sure I could get Morg. But it was a toss-up whether to have Morg and Thorg or Grashnak and a wizard, and I wish I'd have gone for Grashnak and a wizard now.
Yeah. I think Silent would also have wished that he went for a wizard, because an extra reroll and a babe compared to the wizard. And nice block on the Vixen.
Bitch slap Vixen.
KO. KO for the skilled Witch Elf. The other Witch Elf does not have blocks, so it's not that reliable.
I think Dark Elves though, they rely on those Witch Elves to make an impact on the pitch, to take out those the opposition and to push them into the crowd. The waiting triplets.
Yeah, and I'm impressed with Silent's play here, because he's making the most of his tackle.
Hello, fellas. Can you hear me?
Oh, sideline reporter.
Yes.
Sideline reporter.
Hello, everyone. Let me introduce myself.
What's the news?
I am Balak Odrama. I'm starting in for Serious Jest. I am the first Dark Elf announcer in this game. I'm over here on the Dark Elf sideline. It's filling up fast, faster than a Holiday Inn Express, at which I stayed last night, because I'm smart. I'd like to give a shout out to my wife, Michelle, and my daughters, Sasha and Malia. I gotta tell you that the crowd here is very excited. This Dark Elf team is looking to become as successful as the Blitzkriegers. And they've been doing pretty well this season, as you can tell. The crowd definitely cheering on this wonderful runner, Bam Lane. And we're just really excited to see what our Witches Coven can do this season. Back to you, fellas.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Talking about doing well, these Dark Elves come from the Challenge League, from the MML, and they have never won a game there. And then they enter the Pro, and now they are 2-2 and are, I think, 3rd or 4th in the standings. So they're doing much better than they did in the Challenge League.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
There you go, trivia fans.
Yeah, a little bit of trivia. Normally Jest is the trivia specialist, but I know something as well.
Well,
so
my good buddy Serious Jest left it in your capable hands, because he trusts that you both are great announcers, and we're looking forward to it.
Thank you, thank you. So Dark Elves are moving up. Will we see the pass play here, or do you think he will try to stall it in his own half a bit? I don't see where he can cage up.
No, there was the guy who made a break from the end zone there, Tanrion. Yeah. Obviously he's got the two beastmen marking him up. Have they even got the tackle? No, but with the agility 4, he can probably quite easily dodge out of that tackle zone.
He's using a loose elf screen.
On the blitz.
Yeah, the blitz.
He's good.
Yeah, he's very good. It's the first time I see Silent play. Gerd play. I think both coaches are playing very well.
Yeah, I'm actually playing Silent next week, so I'm having a bit of a reconnaissance of the players. Yeah.
It's actually my last matchup in this season.
I've got the Pumas last game. Yeah, there we go. We see the Agility 4 effect.
Is that Agility 4? No. Strip ball dodge. I don't think he has an agility. Yeah, the agility 4. Yeah, the base agility from the Dark Elves. I thought he had the level of that was a bit confusing. So the Dark Elves like to space 2 spaces out, but he's not playing a Lizardman team, or he's not playing a human team. He's not playing a team with lower agility. Agility 3 can still dodge on a 3+. So the ball carrier can be blitzed here. Of course,
he's actually
Silence.
He spaced them out very well though with that loose screen. I think all the Chaos teams are going to have to go for a tackle zone here. Yeah,
but they can't tackle, and he has 6 rerolls, Silence, so it's a 1 in 9 to make the dodge, and then the blitz. But Silence needs to be careful because of dump off. He has placed his Gerd has placed his players very well so that he has multiple dump off targets.
It's only a short pass though, isn't it? There's a range in it, I think. So I think there's maybe just these 3 here who are in immediate vicinity that'll take the ball.
Yes. So I would try to base those first to make the catch a bit harder. And then maybe Shifty or Pigors can dodge and blitz the ball carrier.
Well, let's see what they're going to do. Where's the blitz going to come from?
We see the basing. Always smart to do that, forcing the die rolls. Of course, if they have dodge, you're limiting your own movement on those species that will dodge away 35 and 36 times. That's the power of dodge. Dodge is so powerful that they created a skill that the only thing the skill does is counter dodge. And that's tackle.
I'm getting agitated now. I need to see some elf death. It's not as sexy as watching a war dancer die, but I'll settle for a dark elf. This is an appetizer.
Well, last night, Harry, you did very well in the fouling department.
Oh yes.
We didn't see fouls yet today.
We did actually manage to kill one of them as well, but the apple brought him back.
Yeah. And no turn 16 foul.
No, I thought about it, but you know, we're in the pro league and stuff like that. It's still quite frowned upon by a lot of coaches, so I didn't go for it.
So only the Witch Elf needs to be based now. And does he have a free player? Yes, he has a player that can reach. I think he's gonna go for the blitz there. Of course, we cannot give Gerd is listening, so maybe he can take the tactics that we give him. We can't help him. So no more tactic talk, Harry.
Well, I think Gerd's best off doing exactly the opposite to what I tell him to do. So.
That's true. That's true. And I'm not doing that great this season, so he shouldn't be listening to me.
The Chaos have actually done really well here to stop this.
Yes.
Because, here we go. This is the skill in force now.
And we have the intercept. No intercept.
No, we don't.
And the pass. That was not without risk. 3+ pass, but with the pass skill. Oh
yes!
The thrower is dead.
Ask and you shall receive. Thank you.
Gentlemen, I'm down here on the Dark Elf sideline, and it is a very, very sad moment here. before this past play, wait, the crowd is coming back. There was an audible gasp, and then people who were holding their breath have finally let it out. Ban Lane, as you may know, is a crowd favorite around here for the Witch Coven. Ban Lane has 194 yards rushing already on the season, and is second in the SCC, only to Connor McGregor, who has 202. I mean, going into this week. When Ban Lane gave up the ball, the crowd was already kind of let down. You know, when Ban Lane touches that ball as this team's runner, the Dark Elves get whip up in a frenzy. I mean, we had a beautiful, beautiful elf. She was a dark elf, kind of like a goth version of Tinkerbell, and she came out with a wondrous tapestry with Ban Lane's name stitched into it perfectly in gold letters, and they were loving him. And then this happened. He got rid of the ball. The crowd is saying that they would have preferred to have him carry the ball, but then when he almost died, the side of the Dark Elves filled with tears. Luckily, though, he will only be missing a game. The Apothecary was able to salvage it and turn it into only a pinched nerve. A broken neck into a pinched nerve in the neck manages to make this a better situation. So I will keep you apprised of how the sideline is looking. Again, back to my co-announcers. Thank you very much. This is Balak Odrama.
Thank you, Bolak. I've had a request from the viewing community out there. They want to know if I can say washing powder. Tommy, will I do you?
But Harry, can you say it?
Washing powder.
But back to the play, and we saw classic elf bullshit. Dodge away, handoff in tackle zones, and dodging out and scoring. We have 1-0 for the Dark Elves. In my mind, I think he scored a little bit too soon, and Chaos still has 5 turns to have the counter score and go for the 2-1 grind. What do you think, Harry? Do you play for the 2-1 grind with your Chaos?
Yeah, it's always difficult when the Dark Elves are like this, but don't get me wrong, I've looked at the stats on the Flat Earth Angels, and they actually put 2 touchdowns down against Lost Pumas, so they are capable of scoring against anybody. You know, last season's champions.
Yeah, the champions are already on 2 draws. One because he couldn't play because of real life issues. Sometimes that happens. And one time, I think versus this team, this Dark Elf team that he drawed. So, and 2 wins. So it's very close in our competition, in our division. We have 3 teams on equal points, and all on 2-2-0. And I think the playoffs will be very close.
Quite hotly contested. The Flat Earth Angels, they've, again, like the Thugs, they've yet to win a game, but they did actually manage a draw against Yobs, the Orc team.
Ladies and gentlemen,
small feat.
Balak Odrama down here on the sideline again. I just wanted to point out there has been a troll sighting. This is a Chaos and Dark Elf game, but there is a troll present. Yes, and he seems to be the color of sky blue. That is all.
Okay.
A sky blue troll. Okay.
I'll have to keep an eye out for him.
Yeah. So Dark Elf set up.
We might add here that Vixen the Witch Elf is back on the field and she is looking hot.
Yep.
This particular player, that Witch Elf, actually sit on the sideline, and they have roses out. Of course, they are black roses, and they wither to the touch. But this is the kind of thing that really makes a Witch Elf curl, her toes curl.
Nice. She's also got
pitch invasion. We have a pitch invasion, guys. The
Whoa,
team
fellas.
storms the field because of the deaths, and then the Oppo that didn't fix him up completely. And we have
Security,
2 down
let's get
Dark
security
Elves
on.
and
Get
1
these guys off the
Beastman.
pitch.
What just happened? I was all of a sudden, there was a stampede, and one of these Chaos fans ran out onto the field and started attacking the elves. And next thing you know, there's Dark Elves going out there. They're fighting. They're all over each other. This is crazy.
I was wondering if it was a sign of the troll had broke through the barricades. Any sign of that troll yet?
I haven't seen him. I just, he's been gone for a while, but I'm really fearing for my life out here. These two sides going at it. The crowd is uneasy now with the score 1-0. The Chaos fans are getting angry. And once you take the Chaos fans, or take the Chaos team out of the game, of course, they're always a threat to turn it into a big nest.
So 3 squares a turn ahead, and then score on the last turn. You're hoping for another elf casualty.
Oh yes, well I do have a particular habit of when I ask for one, I get one.
Yes, and we have it on the move 8. He's not going down, but the reroll
Yes, he is.
and pow. So 3 stunned players for Gerd in this for the Witch's Coven. Players not really based. 1 based, but he has dodge. So what's the game plan here?
Well, he has got a very loose wall at the front, but the elves are going to have to go through those tackle zones to actually get anywhere near that cage, that ball carrier. I think he's doing
Yep.
alright here, this Thunder.
Yep. So what do elves do at this time? They make an elf defense, limiting the movement of the cage. Problem is, the cage is so wide, it has a screen in front of it, so it's really a perfect position for silence. He can move either way, and he can mob away all the Dark Elves that go stand in the way.
I think the Beastmen are actually performing some sort of weird tribal dance. If you look at them, they're all set out in a big circle like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that Chaos Warrior there, Worm, he has like this look on his face, like, what the hell am I doing here?
But I was looking
So
at
it's
Ice.
like it's a Beastman party, and he was not invited, and he's yeah, he's the odd man out there.
I'm looking at Ice. He's looking down upon Moody there. He's going, "Come on, get up, come get some, bro, come get some." He's staying down.
And again, we have an elf coach who likes to think his turn through, and now he starts moving. Oh, the first move fails. Those nasty ones.
He is rerolled it.
Yeah, you have to. Well, you don't really have to. You're positioned pretty well. No. Well, he has still 2 rerolls left.
Again, they're doing this. I think they're blocking the Chaos advance on the next turn, and the only way I can see is a blitz on. Now the Witch Elf is going where I was about to suggest they go, on this right flank here. But obviously I think that might be a lull with the Dark Elves to get them into that side so they can go for the push into the sidelines.
Yeah, keep in mind that is the Blotch Beast man, so you don't really want to blitz that if you have the choice. Probably, I would probably, yeah, I would move up the kick guy, and then blitz with the blitzer with the 1 die on the Chaos Warrior. I like to take risks.
Let's have a look. Where's the Beastman passing player? Oh, there, he's the back. Do you think we might see that come into force in this match?
Could be. First, yeah, it works. Nice, bow. And now we have a nice screen.
Our producers were telling me I need to go over to the Chaos sideline, as I've been spending too much time on the Delph sideline and not wanting to show favoritism from the broadcast. So I'm over here next to Hurricane. You can see me over there on the sideline. Tried to ask him some questions. I asked him, hey, you're the 12th man. Have you been looking forward to getting in the game? to which he grunted and snorted and said something unintelligible. I'm gonna be honest, I hate it over here. It smells like a nasty stable. I'm staying here at the minimum obligated time before I can go back over to where the party is. The Dark Elves are sending around pixies and sprinkling pixie dust all over the place and generally having a good time. This crowd over here looks like they want to chew each other's arms off. This is Balak Odrama.
Very
Balak
interesting.
Odrama,
I've got
a question for you.
Is he still
do
there?
You have,
Yes, sir.
I think he's still there, yeah. Do you have a view on the cheerleaders that Silent took? Is it a pretty babe or is it an ogre?
They are, honestly, they are horrendous. They have several teats from which it looks like they were recently milked. There is what appears to be sour milk dripping from the nipples. I don't know who would drink this milk other than some kind of monster demon child is the only thing that I could think of that would ever put their lips on this teat. These are truly foul and disgusting beasts. Somebody please get me out of here. It's really horrible.
And I think you should have a taste. It might put hairs on your chest. You don't know what you missed until you've tried it.
I don't think that Michelle would be appreciative.
Thanks for that. If you go back to the play, Chaos is going to the left side of the field. If you're watching from the Dark Elves view, I don't know if the official screen is from, the same view, okay. So, the left side, he's caging up there. He has a nice, how do you call that, a beachhead? Yeah, a beachhead in front, so that he makes it harder for the Dark Elves to really make a screen in front of the cage. So, I really think that the score is inevitable here.
Inevitable, Jim.
Inevitable. I can't say it. Come on, don't laugh.
Just say certain. It's a lot easier.
Certain, yes. Okay, certain.
No, he did well. I think they're just going to swamp the front of them to stop them coming through, penetrating that line. Again, no, they've got 3 turns here. Can they stall them that long? I think they're going to have them advancing a couple of squares at a time. But all it takes is one blitz on the right person and the gap's there.
Yeah, of course you have the push plays. Because everything is so close together now. There are some push plays possible.
See, I can never get the hang of push plays. I know some coaches I've watched here in the MML, they're fantastic at watching push plays.
Yeah.
You know.
It's possible if he, for example, takes a Hagriorn, dodges him and places him next to the kick guy with the 2 beastmen. Well, it's hard to describe. But if he then blitzes, he can get his kick guy next to the ball carrier and have a block on the ball carrier. So that's one I would be looking for. Otherwise, not really a lot the Dark Elves can do here, but dodge away and slow them down, I think.
Yeah, they're trying to cut off that flank out on the left-hand side. Interesting though, I mean, being a Chaos coach myself, I always use the guy with the extra arm to pick up the ball, and he's not using that player. And the guy with pass isn't actually got the ball either. You know, they're just hanging around.
Yeah, I understand Silent's thoughts, because this one has 3 star player points. He really needs to develop. He really needs to develop his team, and he's using him as ball carrier just so he can get skill if he scores.
That's a good point and well presented.
Thank you. Another dodge failure here. I wouldn't 2 rerolls, 3 turns. Yeah, you reroll that.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
But I think Gert is probably wondering why did my dodge kill not kick in. But there's of course a tackle guy there.
Well, last night I was wondering why didn't my tentacles kick in, why didn't my diving tackle kick in, and why didn't my prehensile tail kick in? Because they stopped nobody.
Well, I like the choices on your team.
Yeah.
For the mutations, I really like them, especially the tentacles on the big guy. And Prehensile Tail is such an underrated skill.
Yeah, it's ineffective last night. I know when I played NTB and his Skaven team, I held quite a few of his team back with them tentacles, and he did struggle to get away from them.
Okay.
It was quite effective.
Yep. So, the classic elf screen here. And Silent has 3 turns to break it. Shouldn't be an issue. So what do we do here? You are the Chaos coach. Do you place all your guys in contacts and blitz one, or do you try to go on the outside where he was just went with his?
Yeah, I've got the bad habit, and I don't know if it's a good habit or bad habit in situations like this, to put the ball carrier on the sideline and having the 2 guards on either side, you know, on the tackle zones.
Okay.
Because it can be effective, and it can work against you, especially against those war dances with leap and strip ball and stuff like that.
Yeah.
As we saw in my game last night, I was up there towards the end zone. The war dance slipped into the cage, took the ball, and looped back out again.
Yeah, the crazy war dancers. Nobody likes them. They keep playing. We should ban them.
Gentlemen, down here on the sideline, and as you notice, the Chaos team running away from this sideline, I was just able to get back over, finally, to an area where I could breathe by the Dark Elves. It looks like many of the fans over here were whipped up in a frenzy. As I told you, they're very in love with their Witch's Coven, and they'll do anything to ensure a win. So a few of the fans were spitting in the general direction of Shifty, who's laying on the ground helplessly, and threatening that if the ball carrier comes too close over there, he may get pulled into the stands and roughed up.
And we think, I know, who might provide that push. Vixen's lining up, she's got her eyes on him now.
Yeah, but he's gonna move away.
Nice, interesting place. Is he going to go to the other side of the field now? Bear in mind, he's only got another 2 turns after this to capitalise on it.
And you always see silent beachheads, so that the elves need to blitz that guy away to make sure that they can set up a screen there. So in this case, it's Tiny Tusk that's standing there and making it hard for the elves to really block the complete right side. So they really need to use the blitz there, and they can't harass the ball carrier.
He's got a nice front rower there, the 3 Chaos Warriors as well. It's a lot of strength there, and plus one of them's got guard as well. So it will be hard to get into there.
Yep. I'm actually already thinking about tactics on how to combat this way of playing with my lizardmen. I just killed them all.
I've tried that, it didn't work.
No? Okay, damn it. There goes my plan. Okay.
But we only ever go into full kill mode against Wood Elves.
Ah, you've just faced them, right?
Yeah. Okie dokie.
So, we're not talking tactics, because otherwise Gert will steal it. No.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Harry, go ahead.
No, you carry on. I was just saying, you've got, forgive me with these dark elf names, I'm not that educated to read them. Is it Kethrion? Loitering on the halfway line. He can probably get to the end zone in 2 turns if he manages to get that ball up there this turn.
Yeah, that's not very likely. And that's the niggled guy.
It is, but elves are known for, shall we say, BS?
Also, gentlemen, it looks like Dark Elves are also known for their ability to spit significant distances. Shifty got back up, as you know, and was immediately floored by Vixen, and the crowd immediately began spitting what looks like several yards out onto Shifty again. It's very disrespectful.
I don't know, I mean, I have a stable of goatmen and not known for the cleanliness, so it might actually do him some good to have a good wash and get some of those ticks and fleas out of him. Can't really
Absolutely.
be a bad thing.
Anything
Nice
has to be
thinking there,
better
Harry.
than the stench over on that sideline. It was god awful.
So he's
This
taking
is,
his time now.
Yeah, he has some... Moody can dodge away,
the
but...
red die block.
Oh, wow. I didn't expect that.
He's got his tackles on the ball. He's not following it through though.
Yeah, and I don't really see why he did that before moving his blitzer with strip ball.
I don't think
Maybe actually he's gonna try to strip ball it, but the guard is there.
Yeah, do you think we're going to see the blitz in
Curious
this
play.
ball?
Curious play.
He's run out of time though, unfortunately.
Oh.
Oh! I spoke too soon.
Yep, we still have the dodge there. The blitz there. Yeah.
Ah, that's a fair move. Yeah.
Yep.
He's cutting down his options now.
So left side is a no-go for Chaos. It's completely defended by Vixen and by the two blitzers.
Do you think
Actually,
where is the pass piece? Is he in the vicinity? Oh, he's way back there.
No,
I was
on the
thinking he could have
niggle.
never handed off to one of the beastmen. He could have run through.
No,
And
but he
the
can make
guy
a hole
ends-
here. He can make a hole here. Just the two based Dark Elves, move them away and then move your cage through.
Ah, that piece has got wrestled.
Ah, that's a wrestle. Oh, and now of course you have to blitz that blitzer away, and then you can move your cage through.
See, I was thinking, dare we go for a pass? I mean, Chaos teams are known for the passing skills, but we've got the guy, Cry Noggers, near the end.
Yeah.
Oh, the blitz is on here. I thought he could have blitzed and got away from them.
That's a possibility, of course. But else, agility 4, interception possible, and he's in a tackle zone to catch it. Yeah. He's moving completely to the right side with everything. And then next turn, he really needs to make sure that he has some guys in scoring range. Yeah, nice
Yeah,
one.
the ball carrier now, even with two GFIs, it puts him just short of the end zone.
He still has to move the ball carrier.
I think he's going to need to bring his protection with him though, because whenever that ball carrier comes down, the siren is going to have him, I think. No, where's the ball carrier blitz? The strip ball. My apologies.
Yeah, nice in the middle of the cage, and he has two
Oh, he's
targets
there.
to potentially pass to. Still has 4 rerolls.
Oh,
To go for it. Didn't really think that side needs protecting.
I think it does, because I think some of the elf spit has actually landed on that side of the pitch, and the goal actually slipped on all the
okay.
gauze and sputum
No.
and phlegm.
Yeah,
It is
Yeah,
a truly
the
crazy sight over
the
here.
nickel guy can actually reach him.
The
Otherwise.
crowd is just completely, everybody's doing it now. I mean, little dark elves, big dark elves, women, men, female, male, they're all spitting. This has turned into a crazy affair. I don't know which sideline is more disgusting now. No, definitely the chaos.
Strange, I thought it started to rain. Let's see now.
So
We've got
we have a
options. The
cage.
Chaos team. I'm still
But we
dunking on
have-
the Chaos team here.
Yeah, we have a cage, but one of the corners, well, 2 of the corners are of course based. So that means we can have a block on one of the corners of the cage. We're gonna see that for sure. And then we will have the one-eyed blitz, I think. With the strip
Yeah,
ball, no, the strip ball is the one
He's the one in the
actually
middle.
doing the block.
Yeah.
So he can't do it. And the block doesn't work.
Right,
Reroll
I think-
probably last turn.
Oh,
Yep. He's down. The side is completely open to score with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go for it, go for it.
You could see a blitz for the ball carrier onto that piece, and he could run into the end zone. But I think you have to use a GFI.
Yeah, but he can just block the strip ball away and then one GFI. Oh, and now we will have the blitz will be done there.
And are we going to? Oh, we can't.
Oh, we're actually gonna see the ball carrier down. Nice. I forgot that the blitz was still there. Nicely done.
That's why
nicely
I do
done.
not like elf teams at all.
Yeah. But now the pass guy might come into use. Not sure.
Well, we're not going to see a touchdown by the elves here. They're too far away. So obviously it's still possible for the Chaos team. They can pull something out of this. Where is our passer?
Yeah, he's free now, but he's far away and there are 2 elves there. He can use them to blitz one of the elves on the ball. That could be a possibility to free up from the tackle zones. But then who will pick it up and pass it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look good now. It's always a risk having your cage based by your opponent. You should never build a cage next to a guy of the opponent, unless he's down, of course.
Yeah, because he'll just get his buddies around and they'll gang. Oh, no, excuse me, I was going to swear then. They'll gang block you.
Okay, he can free up one guy already with. Okay, we just see the blitz. He's impatient. He's not thinking at the moment. I think he's still furious about that one die blitz that worked.
No, we only have the one guy on the ball.
Yep. Now we can block away the movement guy as well. And then we have the blotcher that's free to pick it up.
And a successful block.
Yep. Yeah, very nice. Now, do you risk a dodge into the end zone before you do the pickup, or will you do the handoff?
Well, it is turn 8. It is turn 8. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to move that piece over the ball there. We've already had the blitz. Oh,
oh, he's trying it. The dodge fails, and yeah, he's ready. Throw me the ball, he yells. Throw me the ball, and now we have our elf beastman. Yeah, he's an elf. Block, dodge. He picks up the ball.
Nice,
he dodges
very
away.
nice.
He runs away. Can he do the pass? Can he do no more reroll? Can he do the pass? I can the
Come
other
on.
guy do the pickup.
Oh, that's very unfortunate.
So
That's
close.
disappointing.
So close. Nicely
Yeah, so
played
far.
by the Witches Coven
That takes us
stop
into the
that score.
halftime show.
Yeah, we're going into the halftime show. Sideline reporter, can you report?
Sure. Yes, gentlemen, the mood down here for the fans on the Dark Elf side is pretty upbeat. These fans happy to see that their team has gone up 1-0 and basically will leave it up to the Chaos to try to score. And then, if they leave any time, Witches Coven would be able to pull back ahead. Very favorable situation for the Witches Coven. And while we're at it, the fans really got a cheer going, and they sprinkled pixie dust on all of the players that were knocked out, and now it looks like all of the knocked out players have returned. The opposite technique, however, was used for the Chaos team. They are less gentle, so to speak, and I think they came over to their player, and everyone kicked him repeatedly while he was knocked out. When that didn't work, they poured some sewage onto the player to see if that got him up, but the player only got a smile on his face from that, so that didn't help. So that player continues to be knocked out and sleeping
now smelling somehow even worse than he did at the beginning of the game, slash Nagor. But in good news, though, the Hurricane, who was left on the sideline earlier, has now gotten to go in, and he looks slightly more menacing, which, for Chaos, is a sign of happiness. Over to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I think
So who is
people don't really
receiving?
appreciate the Beastman. You need to show some Beastman love here, really.
No Minotaur on this team.
Yeah, I think I actually feel the only one in the league, I think. Do I? Is there another one in the pros?
I believe you are, yeah. Baseball.
It's Bull Fury.
Yeah. And the perfect defense by Chaos. No, by the Dark Elves. So Chaos can try again what they did the last 5 turns for the draw, or if they don't do it very well, then the Dark Elves maybe can get a 2-0 score. We will see.
Now,
Well, my
I'm not
philosophy
saying
on
that I
this-
know this for sure, gentlemen, but it was a bit suspicious right before the kickoff happened. A little fairy happened to fly out from the general direction of the Chaos huddle, and all of a sudden, right before the kickoff happened, the Dark Elf team knew exactly where to shift at the right moment. So I don't know if the fairy may have had something to do with that.
Damn tricksy elves.
I actually have an image now of you sitting and cursing elves every time you go to sleep.
Well, again, my philosophy of this: if once you go 2 touchdowns down to an elf team, it's Foul City. It's open season.
Why not the whole game?
You're there to win the game. You know, be that by scoring the most touchdowns or destroying as many players as you can. You know, we all have different ideas of winning.
Yeah. First block by Chaos. He's using his tackle guy again, but this time not on a dodge piece. No problem with that. It's again an armor break and a stun. I like the name Moody for a dark elf. It's like perfect name for a dark elf.
You know, it's the Dark Elves are a little tougher than their stinking, dirty Wood Elf cousins out there. They've got the a bit of extra armour. They don't tend to rely on the algae and the slime and the tree staff and the mud to protect them. They're a bit more intelligent, these guys.
Yeah, but not the witch elves and the runners.
Yeah, but she looks good. She's got a cracking rack.
So actually, I'm gonna have to take off. So I'm not sure if Serious Jest is around to take over for me.
Hey, what's up, fellas? Serious Jest just got back from that thing I need to take care of.
Hey, Jest.
How's it going here?
Fine. It's a great game, but it's getting a bit late for me, and I would like to handle over the commentary to you if you have time.
Sure, no problem. I'll take it over here. And how's my friend Barack Obama? Oh wait, it seems he's disappeared from the sideline. Oh, he's in the crowd right now. He's sitting down with his family, eating popcorn.
He was actually afraid for his life for a moment there, so...
Yeah, I heard this game has been getting very restless in the sidelines. Chaos and Dark Elves, 2 teams that aren't natural enemies, but I could see how Bashy versus Dodgy could get people riled up in this stadium, especially if this game gets away from the Chaos team quick.
Okay, guys, so thanks for having me, and enjoy the game.
Thanks for joining us, Don.
Always a pleasure.
Thanks, Don.
Always a pleasure.
So yeah, Chaos team comes out building kind of like a what some might refer to as a sloppy cage. For a lot of beginners, as you know, you'll jump in here, you'll fill these 4 corners up of a cage, makes your runner almost untouchable, except if you throw a war dancer in there or another leaper. But as some
Don't
players...
get me started. I've told you.
Harry does not appreciate the fine art of leaping into cages. But, you know, you don't always need to do the tight cage. You can do this right here, leave 2 spaces, and then it makes it hard for a team to jump in there. But you see the Silent Thunder's Flat Angels go on and fill this spot with extra protection from Crinogors. And now let's see what the Witches Coven does. Harry, what do you think? Are they going to get aggressive, or are they just going to ride that 1-0 lead and try to leave it up to Chaos to make a mistake?
I still think they're going to stall for a couple of turns here. They're going to let them advance, and then they're going to have them. Because if you look at the left-hand side here, we've got the loose players here can easily get into space if they need to here. And we've seen what elves can do.
Well, and the thing about Dark Elves is that unlike their High Elf cousins, many of whom don't like to foul, except I think the Holy Rollers have kind of like bucked that trend. But Dark Elves are all about getting dirty, man. They don't have a problem with mixing it up, and you know. If you're the Witches Coven, I think you want to put some kind of pressure here on the Chaos team because you want to get left enough time to make this 2-1 score should they manage to tie up this match. So you may see column defense, just keep slowing them down. But if it looks like preventing the score is going to become inevitable, or if they start getting outbatched, you may see some desperate moves from the Elves, or not really desperate, but some riskier moves just to try to, you know, get Chaos to make a move early and make a mistake.
Observing the Dark Elf teams, not many coaches tend to play an assassin piece. Do you think that's because of the high AV values of the other teams? Are they actually effective?
It's a great question because statistically, I mean, if you talk to especially tabletop players, right, they'll say they actually hate the assassin piece. I've heard more than a few tabletop players refer to the assassin as the most useless player on the pitch. I don't think that's, you know. Yeah, in the console version, man, I've seen assassins be pretty effective, and of course it depends how you use them and how much opponents fear them. Because I've seen way too many coaches underestimate assassins, and they can be very effective. One example in this league, I think there's one active assassin right now, right, in the pros, and that's on the Blitzkriegers. It's Gazmal's gypsy cousin, and boy, that's one gypsy you don't want to piss off because his curse hurts. And, this is what we're talking about. The Dark Elves are getting bashy on this Chaos.
Don't give it to bad talking to gypsies now. What do you think about that? We're nothing to be for.
Yeah, that's Gazmal's gypsy cousin, or Gasmile, depends how you know him. If you want to read more about Gasmile and his gypsy cousin, check out www.mmlpro.com.
Oh, do you think we're going to see a switch to the left-hand side of the field here?
If you're Chaos right now, yeah, I don't know. I think they got to start bashing it up. They got to start exploiting some of these
Chaos, weaknesses. It's the slow advance up the pitch with the Chaos, isn't it? They can take the time. They've got a full half here to equalise.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think they're playing for the win. The Flat Earth Angels, if they want to stay somehow in the playoff hunt, I guess you would argue they need the win. They also may be thinking, you know what? This is our first season in the MML Pro. This is their first, right? First MML Pro season?
That's right. Dom just commented on that in the first half. Apparently they came through the Challenge League. And since they've turned pro, they've been really, really effective.
Oh, okay. So is that why they're at the bottom of the play pool then? Because they came in with losses on the... No, I'm asking that for real. Like, you said they came in mid-season?
So, we're talking about the Angels or the...
Yeah, the Angels.
Which is Coven.
Angels.
I don't actually know a lot about the Flat Earth Angels. I don't know if Silent Thunder's listening. But we comment on now, they've actually got a higher TV value than the Thugs, which isn't that difficult at the moment. That's probably because of the rerolls, but they have very few skills on that team.
I think the Thugs took some injuries too. They lost the Chaos Warrior, which made it... They lost a skilled Chaos Warrior, which made a difference.
They did, and we lost Bacardi as well, who was one of the main runners. He was a level 4 multi-armed Beastman as well, we lost recently.
So people think that, you know, bringing a farm to pro team in the first year is this drastic disadvantage, but honestly, farm teams, you know, you can build up really to the specifics of what you want. You got all the time in the world to get them. Your TV cap is lower for the league when you come in, but honestly, over a few games, you can make up that difference, especially if you see a pro team get decimated and you know, start to lose players. You could see, or we have seen, various farm to pro teams in the MML actually come out at a lower TV than you know, the guys that have been around for a couple seasons.
Yeah, there's some great teams out there. I was just before this match kicked off, I was just looking at the other conferences and checking out the other teams, how they're doing. There's some really impressive teams out there.
Absolutely. Some of these skills are, you know, as the more seasons that the MML continues, you got some teams, especially the guys that have been around for a while, like the Green Tide Titans, the Grunts. Those guys have really managed to build up some very useful skill sets over time and develop their guys. And with every season passing, if you're willing to stick it out with your team, you know, as long, you know, barring some devastating injuries or whatever, I mean, you're looking at a pretty dangerous team the longer you stick around. So that's something the MML definitely rewards, is commitment to your franchise. So I like that. I'm hoping to build that for my team at least. We'll see.
Definitely. I think that's where we've struggled with the thugs. We don't rely on the touchdowns to get our SPP. We rely on armor breaks, and
Right.
unfortunately, we haven't had that many this season.
Yeah, that'll do in a bashy team when the armor breaks don't result in the injuries.
Nah, we've crossed the line once, I believe, this season, which is good. We celebrate a touchdown like a Super Bowl victory. It was fantastic.
Well, actually, so you're seeing this. This is a very unfavorable situation for Chaos. The Chaos team is now missing 2 players knocked out, whereas you have only 1 player off the pitch for the Dark Elf. So, not having been able to establish the numbers advantage by the second half is definitely not swinging in the Chaos team's favor, especially when you got a Dark Elf team that could be marked up 1 second and then send their player dodging out to assist where needed, and just totally change the dynamics. You thought you had them all marked up the way you wanted them, and they'll just shift it on you. It can be very annoying. And it looks like the Witches Coven is just going to put the early pressure on. They're not playing around, and they do it from the back end too. So it doesn't look like they're really worried so much that there'll be a quick score down that sideline. They just want that ball back. And they're saying
that's what worries me.
Yeah, they're basically telling this team, look, that ball is coming back
from the back end when you're not expecting it. Horrible, tricksy, pointed-eared freaks there.
Yeah. So, but the message I think that it looks like the Witches Coven is sending to the Flat Earth Angels is basically, look, buddy, we're getting this ball back one way or the other. You're either going to give it to us now, we're going to pressure your cage, you're going to break your cage, you're going to make a mistake, you're going to give us this ball now, or you're going to score quick. There won't be stalling. This is not going to be a 1-to-1 match. It's either going to go 1-to-1 early and we're going to get our chance to work our magic, or you're going to give the ball up right now and it's going to be 2-0.
The stripped ball piece, is he free at the moment? I think he is, isn't he? He's one of the one to watch here. I think if he managed to get a blitz with him and that ball comes loose, the odds are away.
He's right there on the. If you're looking at it from the side of the Dark Elves.
Oh, he's picked him out.
Yep. I was gonna point him out, but it looks like I Sweat already found him.
That's a good move.
Yep, and that means that the Chaos team is gonna be able to move that ball down the sideline. Maybe get that screen a little more centered, but the Dark Elves have done a good job of marking up, especially the unskilled Chaos Warriors. As Don Eagle pointed out before, man, I think some part of Silent Thunder wishes that he had taken a Wizard instead.
What is it he took? He just racked up loads of rerolls, did he?
I think he took an extra reroll. So now he's got 5, and a Babe, you know. But if you're gonna have all those rerolls, you might as well put them to use, right? And
well,
attempt some
according
of these
to the early description of the babe, I don't think it was worth it with a 6 lactating, sagging nipples and the.
She definitely was not providing inspiration. From when I looked down there, that looks disgusting. Yeah, my buddy Balak told me he refused to work the second half because the producers were telling him he had to go back over to that sideline. So he said, screw it. He was just going to go sit with his daughters and his wife. This is what you guys were talking about before. Voluntarily setting up in a cage where your corners are already marked is usually not a good idea. It could result in some pain for your players the next match and a blitz on your ball carrier. So.
And again, these beastmen are lacking block as well, so that could work against them here.
Absolutely. My prediction is that you are going to see Tylai Tush lose that ball next turn. And a little bit about Tylai Tush, by the way. We talked about the runner ban lane for the Dark Elf team that was knocked out for the game earlier. But this guy, Tylai Tusk, is actually the conference leader for the WAC in passing. Well, tied for it. Right, with the Leaf Dancers, Nadenfell, and I'll give you give me a number where you think that pass yardage is. What do you guess the WAC throwing yards number going into this week was that for the leaders?
This ball carrier, Tylai Tush.
Right.
Ooh.
Who is also, by the way, like I said, he's tied right now with Nadenfell of the Leaf Dancers for the conference lead in yards passed.
See, that gets me. Time with the Wood Elf, who were notorious for passing that and throwing that ball around. So he must have racked up some decent percentage. What we're looking at maybe 180.
It's a good guess, because the lead in the MML through this is week 5, so 4 games was royalty from Dignity at 192, right? So that's definitely in the range of where like the leaders are sitting. The next conference leader is for the Iron League. That's Billy the Magician Graham from Nuffle's Holy Rollers, and he's at 160. And then you have the Wicked Forest Amelost from the White Owls at 122. Tylai Tusk, however, is sitting at only 36. So when you look at, when I compile stats every week, right, I'm taking a look at every conference, and I try to determine the conference leaders, so I at least have them. We don't always publish them to the league, but I have them. So if you tune in to broadcast, I'll drop the stats here and there. But the WAC, you'll also start to notice these trends in certain conferences. So like I said, the Dungeon West leaders at 192, the Iron League is at 160, the Wicked Forest Conference leaders at 122, and then the WAC is all the way down the bottom at 36. So that tells you the WAC is not a big passing conference. Either that or their throwers are getting killed at an alarming rate. And if you get killed, your stats don't stick. So.
Well, I think it was a bit of an overestimation of mine, says it. I've always been told I overestimate the size of things.
No, it's it's good for the confidence. But no, the WAC is surprisingly low. That was why. I kind of set you up for that one. The WAC has a surprisingly low passing totals for the members.
It's a very bashy conference, barring the Wood Elf and the Skaven team. It is quite bash heavy.
But conversely, this is why, right? Because the Leaf Dancers elf Balaramar is actually the MML leader in yards rushing. He's got 264. So they just they don't like to pass a lot. They run. Makes sense. So a lot of running teams in the WAC.
But then if I go to the showboating and prancing around, skipping around, then just put the ball in the end zone, don't they?
And this is, while we've been talking, this is exactly what happened, right? They, the Chaos team left their cage all marked up, and that means a lot of hits. All they got to do is push these guys out of the way. They're unskilled. They opens it up. The blitzer comes in, loosens that ball, and you're going to see this guy Selbill off to the races. And that is probably the fastest Dark Elf. Actually, that's the fastest player on the pitch. nobody is as fast as that guy, not even the witch elves, and they can fly pretty far, pretty quickly. So, but what this guy right here is doing right here, Selbill, this is called commonly a potato. And the potatoes, when you run out there, in the wide zone, alone and unafraid, unblocked, uncovered, and you're just daring.
Oh no!
Yeah, that usually does not go this well for you. But the potato's a very risky thing. I actually had one of my players uncharacteristically do it. John Crawford III did it in the a couple nights ago against the North Sleep Till Brooklyn, and it did not result well for John Crawford. They managed to catch up with him and knock it loose. But hey, that's confidence. That's swagger right there. Selbill was not afraid. He looked at his team. He said, "I got this," and he had confidence. They weren't able to knock him down. So it looks like Selbill is gonna take off completely out of range for anybody to get. I mean, that was just disrespectful. Mashnagor ran over there.
This is where we use the thing in a Thug's playbook called Operation Broken Pelvis. the touchdown is inevitable. Let's just take some souls here. Let's just stomp some heads.
Nice. And by the way, I love those articles. If you haven't had the chance to read the Thugs articles called Operation Broken Pelvis and then the debrief Harry has written, you can find them on mmlpro.com. mmlpro.com. And so the elves managing to build a little screening everybody else off, and they're gonna looks like they're gonna let Ice Sweat have it now as revenge. Ice Sweat gave somebody the business a little before, but all they're able to do is push him back, and he looks slightly amused by that.
Let's see if Hank can actually dodge out these tackle zones, because he's going to get a proper ass whooping now.
Harry, I'm actually wondering if a surf, or not a surf, but of moving somebody to the sideline might happen. Maybe there's a chain push, maybe something. I mean, no, chain pushes don't really look too available except with the...
No.
Actually, they could. They could chain push him, but there's no real
We've got a
point to
tasty
that.
foul going on though, if we manage to floor Hank.
So that is a good observation. If the elves were so inclined, they could actually pull everybody out of contact, surround Pigors, who's lying on the ground, or Pygors or whatever. He's laying on the ground there helplessly, and give him the business too. At this point, the elves are going up 2-0. It's inevitable. This game is pretty much over. I don't see the Chaos team coming back and scoring 2 touchdowns in 4 turns. So why not get one of your people thrown out? Or risk it, rather.
I'll go for the record.
Right. The record,
I
as we
equalized
know, I
it.
think it's 3, right?
Yeah, I equalised it again last night.
Did you? Okay, so I'm going to be updating my record books.
Yeah, second time I've got like 3 in one match sent off.
Okay, so I think it's time for you to step your game up and get 4.
I was trying so hard.
But the ref just didn't want to give you your proper respect, right?
Nah, exactly.
He didn't want to put respect on your name.
Well, I think I ran out of players. All the rest of them had run to the end of the pitch and I couldn't catch them.
Oh. So wow, this is it's a pretty effective looking screen here. I mean, they could manage to blitz Tier 4 and the Blodger back in and open up that sideline to run around. Again though, this is a smart move by Gerd, being that if you're going to leave a guy out there to get hit, might as well be this guy, because the chances are lower he'll be knocked to the ground. And that's really the only guy you really want to hit if you're trying to take that sideline.
Definitely. There's only the 1 in the tackle zone. It's a dodge pace, so...
Honestly, at this point, Harry, I think I would forget about the ball. I mean,
exactly.
You're not getting to that ball. Just have fun. Get your SPPs, like you said, from...
And the dodge skill comes into effect. That's disappointing, that.
Yeah, but this isn't going to do it. This right here.
We've still got the blitz.
Yep. And who's the blitz coming with? Probably going to be with this guy.
He's going for the one with Pro, I think. Radar, he's got Pro. If he blitzes him, knocks him down, he's also got bodies there for a nice gang foul as well.
Yeah, very true. But actually, no, because the witch is there, they're not going to be able to get a really decent. Maybe.
Yeah, it'll negate that.
Like a 2, and on the Dark Elf armor, that's enough. That's like fouling a. With those 2 assists there, that's like fouling an 8 armor or a 6 armor person, 6 armor player. So.
It's worth it.
And look at that, they're going to mark her up in case she gets any bright ideas. And are we going to see a foul come?
Finish him!
Harry calling for the foul. Will Pygors listen?
Oh.
And no, Silent Thunder's going to play it conservative.
Disappointing.
You know,
embrace the chaos.
At worst, he gets thrown out because if a red die block happens here, and she manages to score anything where she pushes Pygors back towards that sideline, you might as well get out those surfboards.
Again, we could see a foul from the Dark Elves here. We've got Shifty just laid there, and he's got a whole line of Dark Elves just stood there, spitting on him, urinating on him, everything.
These Dark Elves are
just in
pure raw form today, man. Their crowd was riled up. What is going on?
Dirty, tricksy elves.
And more shots also talking about the old guard of Chaos and how you know, maybe more shots needs to make Chaos great again. You know, maybe more shots. So more shots in Harry, you guys can get back to this style of kicking ass and breaking armor and fouling people and doing the things that Chaos does.
Well, Shots is very well respected in the Chaos circles, and we do try and learn a lot from him and follow his lead. He's got some very nice players on there, and the other problem with him, they're very skilled players, and do you really want to lose them by fouling?
Right.
You know, I've got some beastmen who you might just have block or something like that, and yeah, use them. But Shots are some very useful pieces.
True. So this is gonna be interesting here. I'm wondering, you know, I guess they're just gonna stall it out. Which Coven's gonna stall it out, which I thought was you have.
Oh.
Yeah, you have a Siren dodge out, but curious decision. I mean, this game is over.
Oh,
for
that's
all
disappointing.
intents and purposes. I guess they just didn't want to give up the kickoff blocks. But I mean, there's still time. If they had scored, there was still time for 3-0.
I think we're going to see a good old gang bang on Siren here.
Yeah, stalling pisses, especially elf stalling, really tends to piss off Chaos teams. So I'm sure they're going to be looking to make their money, make some people pay.
I think we're going to make Siren pay.
Yeah, and her lack of block ability could really come and bite her in the butt.
I'd like to bite her butt.
Maybe you're a tattoo connoisseur. Maybe you could describe some of the tattoos that Siren has. What kind of bad decisions has she made with her life that we can read on her body?
Well, I think she's actually got a finger missing, and on the knuckles, if you look closely, on her left hand she's got love, on her right hand she's got hat. So I think there's a finger missing on the end there.
She's either referencing a hat that she really loves, like a very lucky hat, or yeah, she's paid some prices in her life.
So she's gonna pay a further price now.
Yeah, she did. Worm drop kicked her like he was Ike and she was Tina. That was brutal.
Strike her down with all your hate, and your journey to the Chaos League will be complete.
Wow, that's coming from the Chaos fans over there. These are the kind of things that they scream out. And look, the ref isn't having any of this. This is don't forget, we are in the Witches Coven Stadium. And the ref is like, you don't beat up a witch elf like that, especially not a popular one like that looks all tasty. You don't taste her that way.
She even looks good bruised and blooded. I would.
That is that is risque on so many levels. And a nice sidekick on Spitfire from Hebriorn, whatever the hell his name is. Yeah, and more shots calling attention to the possible involvement of Goblin gambling, which was brought to light recently by I think it was. Wait, who was it that raised the Goblin gambling issue? Was it Josiah Frost?
Yes, I believe it was when he was making accusations of shenanigans, shall we say?
Interesting.
But will he pay that price for going up against Goblin gambling and naming and shaming them?
Yeah, I'm definitely staying tuned on that one. This is crazy. These Dark Elves are sitting here bashing like this. And finally the Witch's Coven says, you know what? We're not going to... Oh, it was stuff and junk. Yep, it was. More shots was pointed out. Sellhill goes ahead and scores a touchdown. And the Witch's Coven decided, you know what? We're not going to stall again. We're going to try and score again. I like this trend. You know, stalling is cool. Oh, and by the way, that's Sellhill. At least Sellhill came in with 2 touchdowns to start the week. So that's at least 3, unless he scored earlier. And
there's NTB's that was in the chat here. NTB, he's not happy with Gerd. He's now going to have to beat the Pumas to stay with him in the league.
Yeah, you guys have a tough play pool to stay at the top at, and this is no joke. The Witch's Coven definitely a force to be reckoned with. Now, I think I heard. I think we got a hot mic down there on one of the sidelines during the interim. I think was that Coach Gerd that we're in connection with.
Yeah, I'm here.
What were we saying? What were you saying, Gerd? About was it you covering your decision to actually just score?
Yeah, I was. Obviously concerned for Siren still surrounded by those 4 Chaos players, so I thought I'd just remove the foul option and just take the hits. And I've got the opportunity of giving a blitz with my effective movement 10 blitzer with sure feet to do something.
So there you have a real, we hear that talk from a lot of coaches that they're like, oh, if you're going to stall on me, I'm just going to foul the hell out of you. I'm going to force you to stop your stalling. In practice, it's not as easy to do as you would think, rather. And, I haven't seen that many instances in pro games where a coach, makes good on that threat. But it does look like at least Silent Thunder did a decent enough job of getting his team in a position where the elf coach was thinking, you know what? I'd rather take the 3 hits on the line of scrimmage than, let the dirty stuff that's about to happen at midfield happen. So kudos to
maybe
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say, obviously she's just a level 1 witch, but she's still an expensive piece to replace. So
their contracts are no joke.
No. Taking a lino injury is worth it rather than a easy foul on a AD7 piece.
Yep.
And she makes those thigh-high boots, and that leather looks so good.
Harry Warthog is trying to tell you, you're not going to get me Billy Bushed, Harry Warthog, all right? You stop it. I'm not laughing at those comments anymore. And I will not be calling myself Uncle Jesty or Uncle Bushy.
Hey, Chris! Stretch those creamy forearms.
That's good. That is damn good. We may have a future sideline reporter. That sounds
Hope you
like
don't find the money strapped to my thigh.
That sounds like a definite future sideline reporter. And probably Undead will be fitting for that one.
Bit of corpse fisting.
Well done. So, Chaos having 2 turns to get downfield. And as you know, if you want to score in turn 16, you're going to have to put your guys in scoring range in turn 15. The Flat Earth Angels decide not to do that. They're just going to, instead of trying to get the 3 SPP from a touchdown, they figure, hey, you know what? That's 2 turns to rack up 2 SPP, one at a time through passes. And let's see how the Dark Elves respond. I'm sure there's some part of the Dark Elves that are still thinking, you know what? I'm up 2-0, but why not try to score one more time? Why not blitz and get that ball carrier? Hey, I want that 1 SPP for the pass. Why not? I guess the why not would be the, not wanting to subject yourself to some nasty hits the next turn or something going wrong.
Yeah, well, like I say, all elf teams, be it high elf, wood elf, dark elf, they're all capable of pulling something out of nothing, like I said earlier. This is why they test them so much. Just when you think you're there and you're going over that, I want to say try line, that into the end zone, before you know it, the ball's gone and it's the other end of the field. They're all capable of doing it and they're dangerous.
So let's say there's a path cleared to the ball carrier now. And
where's the strip ball?
Yeah, strip ball player is on the right. He's not going to get there unless he wants to make an unlikely dodge in from the right side. But it looks like Vixen can get there. And actually with some help from Cellbill or whatever, he can help. But it's only getting a 1-die block at most. And so they don't want to risk the frenzy.
That's a wise move.
Yep. They're gonna have Cellbill jump in. Yeah, he's got enough space to get there. He's got enough movement to get there. And you can see a 1-die block. The Elves are gonna just, they're just attracted to that ball. They can't help it. And they managed to loosen it. Oh, look at that. Cellbill knocks that ball loose.
Will he re-roll?
It juggles around, and who is that? What elf is that? That's the pro elf.
Oh.
Does not help him. And that's Ritter.
We do, yeah, I was going to say, there's plenty of guys in this flank here. Can dance in, dance out with that ball. And high agility.
And this has got to be annoying for the Flat Earth Angels. I mean, they didn't even try to score anymore. All they want to do is farm, 2 SPP. Say, look, we're not even going to try to score. We just want 2 SPP just by passing. Let us pass. And the Dark Elves are like, no soup for you. No soup for you.
She got a fine ass.
I'm not biting, Harry. I'm not doing it. Archibald Drumpf recently got into some hot water for those kind of comments. And I'm not doing it.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
These are good. Future celebrity announcers, I like it.
That's my normal voice.
I don't know that one. Oh, that's your normal voice. Oh, okay. I thought that was
Vice. You don't want to know about my Vice, bloody hell.
Don't say Miami Vice too loud. Tony Bertonia might come out again.
Miami Vice.
And if at first you don't succeed, so they're gonna hit the ball carrier with Pygors. Siren's gonna get knocked back, so she is out of touchdown range.
And the dodge.
So she's out of touchdown range, but Tanrorn is not out of touchdown range.
Let's just call him Bob.
It's a lot easier, right? Or T. Yeah. We should try to make it, at least. What's a good T? How about Troy?
Big T.
And garbage time is fun. This game is over for all intents and purposes, but some stuff can happen. Like that. And
so the touchdown is possible.
You gotta love garbage time TDs. if they do score the touchdown, that'll be 4 SPPs extra for the Witches Coven. You get 3 for the TD and 1 for the pass.
And a
That
successful
helps.
blitz.
Definitely helps. So at this point, you might not even want to pass.
And we do have rerolls as well.
Yeah. But why not farm that SPP, right? Maybe? I don't know if you want to risk that. Yeah. She is going to pass.
Oh.
See, and that's the problem. They get greedy.
Which he's got
The
the
reroll
dodge
is
and the
burnt.
2 GFIs.
He does have the dodge skill, though, but the 2 GFIs could be a problem now. They're gonna start. Dark Elves are not satisfied with just scoring. They're gonna get some bash in. Oh,
No.
they decided to go for it.
What happened then?
So that had to be a failed GFI, right?
Yep,
No, we missed that.
That's what it was, Gerd.
it was, yes.
The first or the second one?
The first one.
Okay.
So at least it didn't tease me too much.
Well, yeah. So you got a little greedy with the pass, and that could have backfired because that you could have probably used that reroll for the GFIs if you would have just handed it off.
Yeah, it was the catch that failed though, so either way, it was...
Well, yeah, but
Passes
remember,
good.
so the throw went fine, which was the first roll, and that could have gone for the catch.
Oh, true, of course, of course.
Yeah, and
of
then
course.
the dodge out would have failed. You could have re-rolled, and then you would have just had to make 2 more in a row.
Yeah, it was just, if I'd got her 1, then she was an injury away from level 1. That was kind of what I was thinking there. So.
Yeah, it's not a bad decision. I don't fault you for it. But this game was pretty single-handedly Witch's Coven. Only 6 armor breaks though. But what's more surprising is what's more important is you kept the Flat Earth Angels in single digits with the armor breaks. As I look at these, does not appear to be like any records were set in this one. 118 yards rushing is respectable though. But yeah, a solid SPP for 2 players, and another win for the Witches Coven. You're starting to look good for the playoffs, huh?
Yeah, it's obviously very tight up there with Encha and Las Pumas and Leaf Dancers and the Lizards, obviously. So.
Did you already play Leaping Lizard?
Yeah, I drew with Dawn. That was 2 weeks ago. Drew with NTB. I've got Pumas next, and then I've got Leaf Dancers and Pong, the final game. So if I manage to beat one of those 2, I think that will be good enough. But
ooh, you have 2 very tough teams to finish the year with. And fortunately for you, like NTB said, he's floating right behind you. He needs to beat Los Pumas, but you were also managed to keep your team in front of the Leaping Lizard, who is right behind you. If you didn't manage to win this game, you could have been in trouble there.
Yeah. But I've got a ball placed now, so either way, no matter what happens now, I came into the season from the Challenge League with only like a 1-2-4 record, so pretty brutal Challenge League season, and then
yeah, what's that about? What's the big difference? Your team not that successful in the Challenge League, and all of a sudden killing it in the pros. What do you think is the big difference?
Just a few skilled players. When I joined MML, it was right at the start of Season 4, so I came in with a real fresh team, 1000 TV, and
ooh, that's tough.
It was tough going, and it was actually a commissioner who I managed to get my first win against, but it devastated the rest of my season because one of these human players just tore my team to pieces. So the farm in between was the real making of this team. I was able to get up to the farm to pro cap, money in the bank, and yeah, just got my blitzers at a decent level, blodgers around in a tackle piece, which, although they might not be level 5 or 6 yet, blodge, blitzer for any elf team is good to do a lot of things without any additional skills. So yeah, that's been the reason why I think I've done pretty well.
It sounds like you're an inspiration in a couple of different ways, right? First, you are now the second Dark Elf team in the MML. Before it was just the
Yep.
Blitzkriegers trying to hold it down. The other Dark Elf teams have kind of gone by the wayside. But so your inspiration in that way, that Dark Elf team can be successful, even when the fan favorite Blitzkriegers have not had a very successful season so far. But the other way is that you showed that, hey, if a team has a really, really crappy season, don't necessarily scrap them. You know, you can build them back up, and they can end up being number 2 in the conference. So hats
Yep.
off to you. Very
Thank
well
you.
played.
Thank you. I'm gonna miss Banlane next week though, which is gonna hurt.
Yeah, that hurts. And were you?
I sure
what was
am.
that? What was that moment like? How scary was that when Banlane was
The death
momentarily
came up.
dead? Yeah, he had to be
I
resuscitated.
loved it. I loved
Sure
it.
you
Yeah,
did.
Harry
I
was
still got a
cheering.
box of tissues.
You should have heard your sideline just go. I mean, you were standing over there, but I'm sure you were concentrating on your dead player, your momentarily dead player. Your sideline went just quiet. I'd never seen that side of the field so quiet. He is obviously the fan favorite, and
Yeah,
that
he's the leader of this team. And yeah, it was a painful moment. Thankfully, nothing serious. The Apple did a decent job, and just gonna miss the next game. And I'll be around for the leaf dancers, which yeah will be important. Having that sure hands player in the team.
well, it seems
And
like
Paul's got at least a couple of strip ball players, so yeah.
yeah, like your team though seemed to, when he got hurt really badly, and then actually after he recovered, they seemed to really rally and take it up a notch. So although he will be missing for next game, yeah, that also means again with him his high value TV is probably going to give you a little more negotiating room with the inducements, and maybe your team will try to go and win one out in his honor. Just have some extra motivation to be special next week.
Definitely. The one thing it will give me is a lot more inducements against Los Pumas, so I'll get to see what I'm going to do with that.
Unfortunately,
I'm just checking it out now. Las Pumas is looking at 1900 TV, so it's quite a lot he's giving away to you there.
Yeah.
I want to start thinking about what you want to spend that on. But you know,
Yeah.
the downside of missing Banlane, other than like obviously his skills and all that, is that you know Banlane was came in really close to 200 rushing yards, one of the top rushers
Yep.
in the MML. To be exact, number 7, I think he came in. Missing the game is probably going to really cause him some hurt in his hopes to take the rushing title this year.
Yep.
Sucks
Might
for
have to deputize Siren. Maybe get her the ball and see if we can get that 3 SPP to get her moving on up.
There you
Are
go.
there any races you find it actually easier to play against? Do you find Chaos one of the easier teams to play against, do you think?
I think, as you were saying earlier in the commentary, unskilled chaos. You know, if they've got some block, obviously they really need that skill, but you know, without any claw or mighty blow there, you know, it's just like facing any other team. You know, chaos gets scary obviously when they're packed to slaughter your team. But when they're not there, it's just, you know, although they might have a few more strength players, it's just like another elf hitting you. You know, they're not going to do any more damage unless Nuffle really takes it to you. So I was fairly confident coming into this game. I was worried when that apple had to be used very quickly, and as some knockouts were filling the dugouts, but thankfully that was the reason for the quick score in the first half, to try and get some of those players back. Because I was confident with their mobility that I'd be able to hold up the Chaos Cage, and I just managed to do that, which was good.
Well, you managed to put on a good show for the fans on the Witches Coven side. Congratulations on the win, and good luck in the rest of the season.
Thank you, and thanks for the commentary.
Sure. And my pleasure. Thanks for having us. Do we have the Flat Earth Angels coach Silent Thunder in the chat? I know he was listening, but Oh, nice, great,
Oh,
great.
he's here. Excellent.
You wanna start off with some questions for him, Harry?
No, I mean, it was interesting to watch because I play the Flat Earth Angels next week, and
Ooh, chaos
although
on
they do have a
chaos.
high...
It's ultimate
Exactly.
chaos.
I did notice quite at the beginning of the match that they are quite unskilled, but he didn't seem to go against him. He plays them very, very well. So I think we might have a good old-fashioned slaughter knocker, jabroni, next week. So, yeah.
Yeah, Harry, you definitely got to get some of your friends to come work the sidelines in some of these future matches. That's gonna be great. Hey, Silent, let me ask you: do you regret not taking the wizard, or do you think, you took the extra reroll and the babe, but you didn't really use all your rerolls? Was that just like, were you burned in the past on rerolls, and that's why you decided to load up on them, just in case? You're like, there's no way I'll get nuffled this time. I get it. I definitely did get that train of thought.
You did?
Oh, you know what, Silent? I think we're being told in the chat, we're being told that you need to, in your party settings, you need to enable your enable voice to be shared. When you go to your...
Are they able to hear him?
Yeah, the chat is saying they're unable to hear Silent Thunder.
He's got such a beautiful voice as well. It's the voice
Yeah, you
of
guys
an
are
angel.
missing out. You guys are missing out. If Silent Thunder recorded an album, I'd be buying it. It could just be a whole album of Silent Thunder just reading bedtime stories.
Yes.
Well, once he's fixed that, we can continue with the.
I think.
All right. So if you adjusted the settings, the party settings, to enable your voice to be shared, then we should be good to go. I don't know if you did that. Okay, cool. So hopefully the chat can hear you. Please let us know if you can hear him.
Yes, I've just done it now.
All right, and so like just to recap, we were saying you went with on the ultra uber amount of rerolls. I think you had 5 to go in, and then you opted to go with 5 rerolls and a babe instead of 4 rerolls and a wizard. And then you got an extra one to start it off. So I mean, you had like 6 rerolls in the beginning. You still had 3 left over at the end of the first half.
Don't need rerolls. Should know this by now.
Well, yeah, I think like you said before though, it's in previous games I've run out of rerolls pretty quickly, so I didn't want that to happen again. But you know, the dice were pretty good for me all match, so I didn't actually need them. So yeah, I definitely regret not taking the wizard.
Well, hindsight is 20/20. Going to next week, man. So you got Harry and his thugs.
Yes.
So that's going to be a chaos battle. Both of you guys going in yet to have a win next week. So hopefully somebody will come out of that with a win.
That's it. I think next week I might, that might be my chance because neither of us have won, so it's probably my best chance to get my first win in the pros.
So we're gonna see chaos with rerolls versus chaos without rerolls. Which one will come on top?
What's the TV difference? I'm at 1350. You're at 1570.
That's right.
So Grashnak will not be making an appearance. That's disappointing.
But some other possibly relevant inducements will be coming out. Do the thugs believe in wizards?
We have used them in the past. Not very effective, but we have used them. We used them against the leaping lizards.
So that tells me they're not effective because maybe your team is rude to them.
Highly possible, highly possible. this is why we like to make guest appearances. We had Morg play for us last night. It was useless. I think he knocked out 2 guys. He was very disappointing. But in that respect, I should have chose Blackhoof and the Wizard. But we'll see. I think it is going to be a bloody game next week. Like you say, he's seeking his first win. I've not won a game since season 2. So
Jeez.
It could be interesting.
I think that'll change once you start using rerolls again. So
it will. I think it's more skills on for the players. I think as well.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Well, guys, I think that's all the time we have. So, anybody got any parting shots? I don't mean to steal more shots. Tagline.
Silent. Thanks for the game. It was a good game, and you were just obviously a bit unlucky near the end of the first half to get the equaliser. You obviously missing one of your guard Chaos Warriors for the match hurt a lot. Need to thank Pong for that, but no, thanks for the game.
No, brilliant. Thank you. Well played.
And good luck for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I'll need it, I think. But yeah, thank you very much, you two.
Good stuff, guys. For you at home, you are watching the MML. Check us out, mmlpro.com. You can find backstories on these teams. You can, see who's in what standing. The stories are really fun. You can also find out how to register on the farm. If you play PS4 and you have Blood Bowl, get Blood Bowl on PS4. It's probably cheap as hell at this point. Hey, if you're wondering how you would stack up against one of these coaches, come on the farm, get a farm team going, and then maybe step up in the... Yeah.
Hello?
Yes.
It's me again. It's me again. Just lonely here, thinking about the paper boy. Wondering when he's going to bring me some good news.
Well, sir, you should log on to mmlpro.com. If you're lonely, we got friends for you there. Hot coaches ready to chat.
Marcella's full of popsicles.
No thanks, I think I'll pass. But,
oh, rats!
Let's end this broadcast before Mr. Herbert creeps me out anymore. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next show.